What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great Taco Tuesday. Didn't have tacos today. Actually, we had my mini barbecue grill out here, and we had some Italian sausages and some hamburgers and stuff like that. You know, something easy. You know, it's not cheese. It's not. Wait a minute, it doesn't go down easy unless it's cheesy. It had some pepper jack cheese on it, and I'm working here on my butcher block countertop, and it's imperfect. It's got a lot of mess ups in it because it's old. Okay, imperfections. That's it, imperfections in it. But the imperfections actually make it perfect. Is that credible, baby?
What's that?
The imperfections make it perfect.
It is perfect in its imperfection.
It's perfect in its imperfections. She a writer. I'm sitting here because when I work, you know, you got the hum of the tools and things like that. It's you with the wood and things like that, because I am the sander of wood, as Philly 500 says. And so I'm sanding wood because, of course, I am the sander of wood. But something doesn't make sense to me. We know that, you know, the boys at Pro Football Focus, they watch a lot of football, Skip, and they know what they're talking about. At least that's what they tell us. And they're, of course, all in on the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles, best offensive line, best wide receiver core, you know, just like they were last year. Now here's the thing I don't understand. They go through and they say the Eagles' offense is far and away better than the Dallas Cowboys. But here's the thing that's kind of funny. Last year, let's go for last year. Last year, the Eagles scored the second highest amount of points in the NFL, 29.2. They were like 1/10 of a point behind Kansas City, the team that beat them in the Super Bowl, right? Okay. All right, so you got that part, right? So the Cowboys were sixth on the year, on the totality of the year, where Cooper Rush averaged like 20 points a game for the 5 games he had. The team averaged like 27 points between Cooper Rush and Dak Prescott being back. If you just count the games that Dak Prescott played in, the Cowboys actually averaged more points than any other team in the NFL, right? So hypothetically, let's just go by hypothetical. If the Cowboys just do what they did last year, their offense was actually scored more points than the Eagles. Okay, that's point number one. When you look at the Eagles' offense, okay, the Eagles' offense lost Andre Dillard, offensive tackle, which they'll probably replace. So I don't think that that's a major loss, but I don't think that they're going to be upgrading from him. They lost Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders signed with the Jags, I think it was, for $26 million for 4 years. Miles Sanders was actually really good. They traded for DeAndre Swift. I don't think, now this is me, I don't think DeAndre Swift is as good as Miles Sanders. At best, we can say, you know, they're the same guy. At best. So when you look at what you had last year from the Eagles, which was a healthy offense, right? They didn't add any parts that will make them any better. They averaged 29.2 points a game. Great. But here's the thing with the Cowboys. The Cowboys lost Tyron Smith, lost Terrence Steele, which hurt our offensive line. Our offensive line was nowhere near as good as the best offensive line in football, which was the Eagles. I don't know that the Eagles' offensive line will be any better than they already were. But there's definitely room for the Cowboys' offensive line to grow. Tyler Smith is no longer a rookie. You know, he's got a year under his belt, so he should be better served. You look at Biotis, who's been getting better each year. That guy should be good. I think we'll have a better left guard situation than we had last year with Connor McGovern. Connor McGovern was injured and in and out. We had to use Jason Peters and so on. If it ends up being that Tyron Smith is able to make it through the season, then Tyler Smith is the left guard, which is a major upgrade. So potentially the Cowboys' offensive line will get better. I know people don't think that offensive lines matter when it comes to a team, but they do. Okay. Next point. I don't think, or at least I hope, that Dak doesn't break his thumb again. Regardless of what people say, him coming back from a broken thumb has an effect on his throwing ability. I think we should all be able to agree on that, although people seem to forget that situation. Kind of the same way they forget that the Cowboys kicked ass on Monday Night Football in the playoffs against Tampa Bay, in Tampa Bay, and then had to turn around and play on a short week in San Francisco. Back-to-back road playoff games on a short week. See, things like that do matter. But be that as it may, regardless of what Eastside Herald says about Brandon Cooks, you have to look at Brandon Cooks versus Noah Brown and say, that's an upgrade. That's an upgrade from where we were there. You have to look at Michael Gallup and say Michael Gallup, another year removed from the ACL, should have a step back, and that should be an improvement, right? So if the Cowboys were averaging 30 points a game with Noah Brown and a not healthy Michael Gallup, they add a Brandon Cooks and a healthy Michael Gallup. Right there, there's room for major improvement there. Now, there is revisionist history where people will say the Cowboys screwed up because we got rid of Kellen Moore, because Kellen Moore had that offense humming. Well, for those out there that are saying that about the Cowboys, why aren't you saying that about the Eagles that also changed offensive coordinators? Oh, offensive and defensive coordinators. Oh, so if you're using that as an argument saying that, the Cowboys gave up Kellen Moore, who was, the Cowboys offense was scoring all kinds of points, well, you have to say the same thing about the Eagles. But I look at potential-wise, the upgrades that the Cowboys have done. I know people will say, well, you lost Dalton Schultz and you lost Zeke Elliott. Yeah, but Zeke Elliott averaged 3.8 yards a carry and had hyperextended his knee in the middle of the season. I'm going to say, and people think I'm crazy. Well, they thought I was crazy before I say this. They just think I'm crazy anyway. In fact, I used to be known as Crazy Mark. I'm still a little bit crazy. But I think that you're going to get about the same type of production out of the running game that you had from before without Zeke. I still believe that Ronald Jones will be a capable back in this offense. I just do. So explain to me why everybody believes that the Eagles' offense is going to be so far better than the Cowboys when they weren't last year. Real question. I know Eagle fans, you'll get triggered. Let me say thank you, Philly 500, who sent me a text message and said, "Are you okay, bro?" I said, "I don't see all the videos from you today," and then proceeded to send me a link to one of his videos, which I have yet to watch. So I guess I'll have to watch that and see what Philly 500 has to say about how great his team is. All I got to say is, you better not lose a game, because the way you guys are talking, y'all are going 20-0 Super Bowl champions. I'm Mark Holmes, and well, the Sander Woods got to get back to sanding some wood.